up right where you can see it without this piece being in the way, but it just seems like it don't want to work right. I'm just going to show you guys this whole thing with, so pardon this. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And let's see, what can I do to make it a little bit better for you not to have to view that? I don't think I can do much more than what I got going here. I'm going to pull it back just a little bit, tilt it maybe like that, tighten it up. There you guys go. I'll try to check the chat in a second. So the purpose of this video, or what I'm going to do with this video, let me see if I can move this in a little closer. The closer the better. Is just show you guys this whole thing with Koala and the Digitakt. So in Koala, in case you don't know that you can do this, you can use MIDI out. So each pad could technically be a MIDI out. Now on the Digitakt, in one project, you have 16 tracks, right? So you could basically set up 16 of these if you wanted to and have them across. And it's pretty simple to set up. You just drag them in. And then when you drag them in, it's going to have a drop-down menu. It says Electron Digitakt 2. Mine's unplugged straight from the USB-C, so the audio goes both ways, which is really cool. And nobody's in here yet, but I'll explain it again if somebody shows up. All right, back to this. So set up, I have 8 of them set up just to go across the top 8 tracks here on this, but you can see how easy that is. That's the metronome. So I don't know why this track is set to the kick, which is weird. I'm going to clear that to make sure it's not set up to the kick. Okay, so I only have 4 going right now. These 4, but hey, somebody's in here. Hey, what's up, Blatantly Blatant? Good to see you, man. So we're using the Digitakt as the controller, as well as the samples obviously are in here too. I should rephrase that. We're using the iPad with Koala as the controller. The Digitakt is the source. So we're just putting in 8, in this case, tracks. I have 4 loaded with samples. And I'm just showing that you can use this if you prefer not to touch this. You can even do this with your phone too, by the way, where it's great with the phone. So now here's where it gets to be fun. Go to the sequence page and use the keyboard or the note repeat. Now, there's a ratchet thing in here. It works. You can use it too. But this is nice. And I'll show you why this is actually really good versus just using this. And here you got to learn your function buttons to go back and forth between tracks. So like if I'm on track, you see this red light, I'm on track 1. If I hit this track, I got to press which track I want to be on next. But if you're in here, you don't have to do that. You can literally go to it. Let me turn that keyboard off. You can record on. I think we got a little lag there. Sorry about that. The phone call, I think, lagged the video. It looks like it's still live, so I'm hoping that we're good. Somebody let me know in the comment section if we're completely gone. And this video wasn't going to be that long, but I just kind of was taking my time to show it. I have a video with it. You're good? All right, perfect. I have a video with it where I kind of show it a little bit, but then I learned some things after I was recording the video, so I was like, I'll do it again. So in here, if you don't know this very well, this is the metronome. It's tap tempo. If you hold function and tap this button, you can tap your tempo out. So I have 79 BPM. The metronome's on. I have a pre-count of 1 bar. You can do other bars if you want. Click out of there. And then you just hit record play. And then you can play it, or you can come in here and sequence it. So like if I want to sequence, I just touch there and then hit record. And then I can put in, right? That's how it works, right? You step record. You just put in your stuff. If you want to nudge them, you can use the arrows to nudge notes. All right, so let's just say those are there because that's pretty easy. I'm going to nudge that particular snare forward. I have the 2 lights that are on, those first 2 are actually six. That's what 2 bars basically. 16 notes equal a bar, right? So that's a bar. So now I can just go in and plug in and start playing my stuff. And if I want to use note repeat, which is what I was doing before that call came through, pretty simple. So I can hit record, get my count in. I'm getting kickback on why is this doing this. There we go. Oh, you know what? I think I accidentally recorded some snares on yeah, I did, on a second page. That's what's throwing me off. Because I have 2 pages here, so I forgot. So we'll put 2 more snares in. Not a big deal. I forgot I had 2 pages going. So there we go. That's why it was sounding weird. All right, so now I'm gonna turn the record off. There's the snare. There's the hi-hat. So I can record in the kicks, more kicks if I want. That's the hats. Track 1 is the kick. And I had some kicks already in there. That's why I was doing that. It's throwing me off. Okay. Stop it. So sorry, I forgot to delete the stuff prior to doing that. Hopefully I'll see messages if you guys say something. So I'm trying to look at both. All right. So kick up here. I can use it up here. Now what's cool in here is if you want the velocity portions in your kick, if you go back over here and you hit this button and let's say the kick, inside of here he put a velocity, a drop down menu that has the velocity. So anywhere you hit on this pad, it's the louder, the higher, the lower, right? So this is nice for velocity. Now you can do velocity in here by going to the velocity settings, but it does require a little menu jumping or manually turning the velocity down. That's a part of being in a step sequencer. Is what you know, is what you get into when you get it, right? So if you don't want to do that, you can hit record. Now we can turn that metronome off. So I'm using Koala as the controller because Koala has the velocity sensitivity. So like if I don't want to go in and manually turn down velocities or use the one that's in here, which is like, here, I can show you what it looks like. So in here, let's say I'm on the kick track. To use the velocity thing in here, you have to hit function up and go to velocities. Now you can see these all red, the darker the red, the versus here. So you have it here. You could use it in the box if you wanted to. But if you got your phone or you got, an iPad with you and maybe your device, because maybe you sample from the device to there, and you got Koala, why not? You could use you could if you wanted to. I mean, I got a keyboard sitting right over there. Yeah, you got 16 levels. That's basically what you got, 16 levels in here. So you could use that, or you could use a real keyboard. But I'm about to show you another thing with this that's different too. Like, let's say you're the person that would prefer to drum everything all at once. Here, to do that, you can do it here, right? You could do it there, but it's just much easier to do it up here, right? And then with this one, when you start, you got to remember that, okay, if you're just going to play it here, you don't have the velocities. Whereas up here, you could easily switch your velocities back and forth. I mean, you could do it down here, but you could, right? It's just fast. I mean, versus track selecting down here, you already have your tracks in front of you up here. I don't know. I just find it easier, but you could use a controller. Don't get it twisted. A controller is gonna be just fine. Like if you have the keyboard and like this is the Novation Launch Key 37 Mark IV, you could plug it in or you could also do what do they call it? Bluetooth. Get you one of those Bluetooth MIDIs and just do Bluetooth like that. But if you don't want to buy all that, if you don't really want to deal with all that, you could just use the keyboard. You could use the MIDI in, or USB in, I should say, and just use the USB-C cable and plug it in. Because see, here's the thing. I tried to plug in this cable, this USB-C, to my keyboard, which takes USB-C, but for some reason, this thing does not put power out. It doesn't power out to the keyboard like a computer would or like the iPad would. So because it doesn't get power out, you can't, you're gonna have to have some kind of way to power your MIDI controller. So that's the downside. But with an iPad, it's already got its own power, so you don't need another power source. You could just use, it's already charged, right? So you just use your power that you have there. So that's kind of the thing here. Some devices power the actual controller. This one just doesn't. So that's, that's probably where this would come in handy. I mean, Digitakt can do sound card. Is it working with the iPad? Yeah. So that's what I was about to show you. That was my next place I'm going. So I was showing the MIDI portion again. I did a video on this too, but you can see it right here. So if I press record, and you see right here, there's the track. Now you can't hear it, right? Because it's kind of low. So you gotta go in and normalize it. But then you still can't hear it because I think I might have the volume down. I do have the volume down. And it will send the volume back into here because I did that earlier today, but for some reason right now I'm not seeing why. Oh, you know what? Maybe because I didn't set it as the audio interface. Hold on. No, it's set. So it's set right there as the audio interface. Let me see. Track here. Weird. Let me unplug it and plug it back in and see if that fixes it. There we go. Got a moment. See? So you can send the audio out, and so that to me makes Koala with the Digitakt even better because now you got two samplers. Each has their strengths. This is the better sequencer, of course, but being able to go back and forth, kind of like what we did with the SP404. You can do it now pretty easy. It's not MIDI mapped or anything like that, but with having the MIDI out, you pretty much can do anything you want with regards to that. So right there. So you could create your own little patterns in here or whatever, and then just have them send them over here. And one thing I've noticed that's really good about this thing is it aligns stuff really well. Why are my comments disappearing? I was trying to read what you said, and for some reason my comments keep disappearing, and I want to know what you said. That is so messed up. I haven't done a live in a hot minute. Let me see if I can figure out why the comments disappear like that. Dang, I'm gonna have to start my computer just so I can read what you said. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go into the live on my computer, and let's see if I can visit the link. Make sure I turn that volume down so I can read because you're saying a lot, but I'm missing it on my phone camera. 16 levels, good idea. Good evening. Hey, Ali Star, what's up, man? Oh, I love the Digitakt, man. Especially since they implemented slicing. Connects between both USB. Digitakt can do sound card. Yeah, I answered that. Would you say Koala can replace Digitakt or Digitakt still better? Uh, I don't. I think they're different. I think the Digitakt is um, an amazing sequencer, sound designer type thing. You can do stuff like that in Koala too, but it's not gonna. I don't think it could replace it. I think it's just different. Digitakt or MPC Live, but Koala seems like killer. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you want, hardware is fun. Koala is on an iPad, so if you're tired of looking at a screen like Koala, or I mean, looking at Koala, I'm sorry, looking at a screen or something like that, the iPad is not going to replace it in that essence. But can it replace it musically wise? Yeah, absolutely. Um, would you say Koala can? Oh, I already read that. It's on there twice. CD tag. Oh yeah, no worries. I see that you posted it. Thanks for doing it. Yeah, I just need to pull it up on another screen so I don't have to look at it on the phone because it only stays on the phone so long, and then I have to look over at something else to do it. And I'm using my iPad to show you guys this. So yeah, so anything you create, if you create something with it, so here's the thing: if you're gonna go in here and you wanna, let's say you go up here and you want to create these sequence, right? So that you can sequence in here if you wanted to. I mean, you can do it in here, so it's not impossible. It's not the greatest sequencer, but it's still really good. And I've made a ton of tracks in Koala, so I have nothing against it at all. Now you do have to set the BPM if you want everything to work right. I highly suggest set the BPM correctly in here. It does not MIDI sync with this for whatever reason, like other stuff does, but it is what it. Maybe it will. Let me see if I can get it to MIDI sync real quick. Shouldn't be too hard. Config sync. There we go. Clock send program. Okay, should sync now. Let's see if it syncs. There it is. Syncs. Just that easy. So now when I hit stop, it'll stop over here. And it's playing this it's playing what's in here. So what's cool about this is, check this out. Like if you had your phone and you want to record this, you could, in theory, you could go ahead and arm a track, hit I think resample right from the main if you want to do it that way. Put yourself a little grid in here or something. I'm just gonna do something simple. And then it's not gonna do that because I didn't hit. Hold on. No. Hold up. I'm gonna try to make this work for you. Press play. Nope, it's not doing that. I thought it would. Usually, I know there's a way to do this. I'm tripping. I might be just messing up here. Hold on. Sequence. So anyway, you can record for what's out here. I just showed it to you that you can record directly into here, but I was going to show you that you could probably just resample it right to it. And technically you could resample it. Let me get rid of this. There we go. So the mic picks it up really good. And then just go ahead and normalize. That was terrible. So hit it. Why is that first note not clicking? Hold on a second. I'm just going to fix that because I'm not sure why it's doing that. Hit record. It's probably because I played it off. So this is the micro timing, by the way, in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm changing the micro time to put that first beat on grid. So there we go. All right, turn that off. There you go. Normalize it. And I just made a loop. Just that simple. All right, let me look at your questions. I answered those. We posted. Koala seems more like an MPC on iPad. Koala's like Koala's more like an SP, but it's got the ease of use as an MPC. Koala seems more okay. Is the Digitakt working on? Oh yeah, the Digitakt. I'm playing it on a battery power. It doesn't have its own battery. I bought a little pack. You can get a battery pack though and power it. So it's a power brick. It's not. It does come with its own little, the full on power brick cord that you plug in. But I'm using just a battery pack, and this battery pack I have works really good. It's super cheap. I think it's like $40, but works really good, and it's small too. You see how small it is? It's right here. This is the Zoom L6, if you're wondering. Um, hey, what's up, Crazy Rabbit? Koala would be great way to edit samples and then sample back into. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Zozilla. Let me switch this Bluetooth out. I'm gonna take this from my ear. So yeah, Koala is a great way to sample. But now that the Digitakt has chop-in samples, it has like a the ability to adjust the start and the end of the point of a sample. You can do all of that. Plus, you can easily sample into this thing. It's real simple to use. Once you get the basis of how it works, it's super simple to use. Can you give us a reference of the power brick? Yes, I'll give you a reference. It's on Amazon. It's called INIU. So look up that one, INIU, and it's a power brick that is. Let me show you what it looks like. Can you see that? That's it right there. Man, this power brick lasts a while, bro. Let me be honest with you. I was shocked. Like somebody recommended it to me and it lasts forever. And what's cool about it is, let me see if I can show it to you without damaging something. So if you look right here, this is an output, but this is an out and an in. And this is another one over here, a USB C. And that one can be an out as well. So technically you got three outs. I was able to power the Torso S4, the Digitakt, and the L6 off of this one brick, and it was still lasting for hours. So it's a really good, I wouldn't even say it if it was terrible, but it really is good. In fact, I'm thinking about getting another one just because. So that's it, 20,000 milliamps, I think is what that says. See, there you go. All right, so there's your reference. And I was recommended that by a company called Bird Cord, who makes this little adapter that you can't see that's sitting right in here that actually works for the Digitakt. It works for this and this, but so yeah, it's incredible. But because the Digitakt is so simple to MIDI and control, look at that. I stopped the koalas, started. Right? Just that simple to start and stop stuff. You can load samples in here and then record them in here directly. And here's your recorder. So you can record, set the threshold, and record anything in. Just turn the arm on. As soon as you start playing, it'll start recording in. Hold on, let me do this. Oh, I don't have anything going in. So mine's set to go in the left, right. You see up there, stereo. So if you want it to be mono, you can change it over to mono like that. And then the channel going in. And then you can set how many steps you want. So 64 would obviously be 4 bars. 128 is 8 bars. And then the max is like whatever based on the time frame that you have. Kind of like what if you ever use the Roland has the same thing, by the way. The SP404 has the same thing as far as that kind of stuff goes. But anyway, I'm gonna turn the arm off. I really don't need it on right now. You can resample in the Digitakt too by putting it on record, and when you press play, you can set up a track and just resample to that track. Cause see up here where it says in, you can tell it which track you want to go to or from, or just press in as I did there, and then so let's go back to main. Pre-mix or post-mix, depending on what you want to do. So it's pretty simple to use. And this thing here, okay, this thing here is a sound designer machine. I'm serious. Like you can take some of the craziest little whatever sounds and turn it into a percussive riff or whatever, however you want to turn it, a percussive loop. it I think out of all the machines I've used, this one is bigger than just the sampling. It's more of like literally like I'm gonna mangle something and turn it into something else. And then same thing. Well, this is different. This is the torso. S4. S4 is all about sculpting. All right, let me answer questions. See. Okay, I gave you the reference on the power brick. Need some for the holidays in 15 days. Yeah, yeah, I don't blame you on getting it. Adapter reference. Oh, the Bird Kids? That's Bird Cord, I mean. Not Bird Kids. That's a totally different thing. So they're online. You have to order it. I think they're overseas. Well, I'm in the US, so they're in I think the UK if I'm not mistaken. Here's their information right here. So you can look at it. So if you go to songbirdeffects.com, they sell like these little they sell cords that's basically a 12 volt to a USB-C. Let me see if I can show it to you without tearing up this whole thing. Hold on. Get out of here. All right. I'm going to try to pull it down here. It's really small. Can you see that little bitty thing? So it's right there. It's so small. I'd have to unplug it to let you see the whole thing, but that little bird cord thing is probably it's on sale right now too, like $20.